Greetings and salutations, it's David Duford here at Final Expense Agent Mentor and Mortgage Protection Agent Mentor, where I help agents like you succeed in selling insurance. The topics of today's video are mortgage protection agency scams to avoid. So the reason I'm putting this video together is because a lot of the mortgage protection recruiting business is, maybe scammy isn't the right word, but it's kind of suspect. And I think it's important that you understand before you pull the trigger on any particular organization what the reality is of the mortgage protection agency recruiting that's most common out there, so that you can make your own mind up as to what kind of organization fits best. Because a lot of these organizations are what we'll call multi-level marketing. They're focused on blue sky and showing you their Ferraris and fat stacks of cash, but they don't ever actually tell you how they do it or put together something of substance. So if you have a little bit of skepticism, good, that's a good start. And what this video will probably end up doing is help inflame that skepticism even more, but at least kind of give you some advice on what to stay away from. So the first thing you want to stay away from are what I call blue sky focused agencies. These are really easy to find. For example, you will see things such as hot cars. You'll see airplanes. You'll see fat stacks of cash, Rolexes, people in expensive three-piece suits. These things are what these agencies are doing, are using the classic sales method of selling blue sky. So blue sky sales refers to selling the opportunity, telling how amazing the opportunity is and fantastic everything is with this particular organization, how your life's dreams will come true if you'll only sip from the cup of greatness that this organization provides. And they rely a lot on this sort of big picture, top level type of imaging. The problem with these organizations is it's great to have awesome goals like that. Problem is a lot of the times these organizations just don't have the infrastructure to really follow through thoroughly to develop and help develop your skill level as a mortgage protection agent. So they make up for it by giving you these great examples and stories of people who recruited 1,000 people making $1 million a year and drive fast cars. And they get you worked up in this dream as opposed to pulling your head out of the clouds and getting your nose and head down to the floor and working your ass off. So it's important to understand that at least have some skepticism for those organizations. They're not all bad per se, but they're not necessarily designed with the producer, you, in mind, to maximize your income, to maximize your quality of doing business and your quality of your career. So thing to be concerned with, number two, are recruiting focused organizations. And a lot of these concerns all kind of fit together in the same kind of organization. You'll find all of these problems in usually the same organization. But when you find an organization that spends more time, especially early on, telling you how you can recruit everybody you know to sell this product and how great it is to have passive income, you're likely in a position where you as a producer in developing your skill are not necessarily the most important thing. A lot of these organizations that tell you how important it is to recruit, a lot of these guys that are going out there selling this dream have never sold the first policy. So you got to think, well, if my goal is to sell mortgage protection, how can I learn from somebody who's never sold any kind of insurance whatsoever? All they've done is sold opportunity. So you can see where this kind of follows naturally, right? You're not necessarily in the best position to maximize your success. Point number three to be concerned of is low commission-based opportunities. So a lot of these organizations that are multi-level marketing based that recruit for mortgage protection agents will start you at very, very low commission levels. And they never give you any sort of relative comparison. It sounds good based on the numerical projections they give you on what kind of premiums you'll sell and how the business is and how it will look on paper. But the problem is those projections are just illusions. They're based off of what sounds good on paper. But in reality, in mortgage protection business, a proper one at least, you're going to have to invest in your business through direct mail leads in order to get fresh leads to work on a weekly basis. Well, that costs money. You have a cost of doing business on top of travel costs and all that kind of stuff. So you got to make enough money off of your commissions to cover those costs. And the reality is you're going to have good weeks and bad weeks. And why would you give up so much commission once you find out what the options really are out there when you're giving it up to people above you that aren't necessarily doing anything to help you out? Eventually you realize they're just using you to make money off of you without really putting much into the process. It's a very lopsided agreement. So you want to find an organization that's going to pay you a good commission. So what's a good commission? Somewhere close to 100% commission first year for a mortgage protection product is a good place to begin looking. Some may pay less, some may pay more. But somewhere in there is a lot better than what a lot of these organizations recruit at like 50% and 60%. That just is horrible. You trust me, when you're paying the kind of money you have to get quality leads, you have a low threshold of covering those costs with commissions that low. Concern number 4 are organizations that push and push and push for you to buy leads. So a lot of these multi-level marketing organizations got really smart and decided that a good source of income for their business was to push leads. So when I say push leads, it's not that I'm against leads. I believe in leads. But the problem is they push the sale of any and all types of leads on you at any price point that they can get you. And a lot of the time these leads are recycled, they're aged, they're not very good quality, they've been worked by other agents successfully already, and they just end up being a waste of time as opposed to if you just bought fresh leads. So, but what's great for the insurance agency that's recruiting you is that's all profit, right? They paid the cost for those leads. Somebody else bought them. They made a comp on it or made a commission off of it. And now if they sell them again for $5, well, that's $5 in pure profit. And if they do that 1,000 times a month, it's a lot of extra money for their agency. And that's why they build a lot of their approach around reselling and recycling these leads. So just be a little aware of that. This is kind of the least concerning out of all of them. You need leads to be successful in this business, I believe, selling mortgage protection, specifically fresh and exclusive leads. But just kind of watch it as far as how much they push the lead angle. Reason number 5 to be concerned with is captivity-focused agencies. You as an insurance agent are essentially a business owner. You're paid a 1099. You're paid as a 1099 contractor. That means you have to pay your own taxes, both sides of the federal income taxes. You have deductions you have to take, and you have to motivate yourself to work. By all intents and purposes, you should have complete control over the destiny of your business. And when you enter a captive organization, you're basically acting as if you're an employee, even though you're a business owner. Here's what I mean. Captivity in the insurance world usually refers to having forced upon you only one option for a company. And when you have one option for a company, you limit your options to sell the most of your prospects. No company is going to be the best choice for all circumstances. And by willingly hog-tying yourself to options, you're putting yourself in a disadvantageous position where you'll lose sales, where you won't make sales you could have because your product just doesn't fit appropriately. It's better to be in what's called a brokerage or an independent situation where you can contract with different carriers and really just run your business like a business. Last important point here is point number 6, which is being not vested. So vestation is a legal contract with insurance carriers that stipulate who owns the book of business that you write. So for example, when you write a book and you're 100% vested, or when you write a piece of business and you're 100% vested from the first day, that piece of business, that client is yours. You will continue to be paid the commission on that deal foreseeably. However, if you're not vested and your contract is terminated, future commission payments are paid to your upline at that point or somebody else in your hierarchy. But what's the problem with that? Well, you paid full price for the leads. You took all the time to find this deal, close it. It should be yours in theory. It only makes sense. But what the contracts can stipulate is they could take that future commission away from you and give it to somebody else who frankly didn't do the work you did to get that business. So my recommendation is before you sign anything, make sure you confirm that what you're signing vests you 100% from the first day, from the first carrier contract you write, or policy you write, that you're 100% vested immediately. And that no matter what happens with the relationship with your agency you're in, that you'll continue to be paid on your business as you should. I do hope that these 6 concerns to be worried about when looking to sell mortgage protection really helps you more crystallize what you need to be concerned with to help develop your discernment as far as what your better options are for coverage or for entering into this business. If you'd like to see what I do recruit mortgage protection agents. I have an entire sales and marketing system that I teach and coach and mentor. You can definitely check that out at mortgageprotectionagentmentor.com. Click the contact box, send me a message, and I'll tell you what I got to offer to see if it makes sense for you. In the meantime, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do 5 videos a week like this, and also make sure that you leave a comment or question below if you have any. My name is David Duford at Final Expense Agent Mentor and mortgageprotectionagentmentor.com. Take care.